Ever walked past a business and a beautifully crafted sign caught your eye? That's what we create at Eminent Signs Graphics Inc. Whether you're starting fresh or revamping your brand, our expert team designs, fabricates, and installs signs that truly embody your business's spirit. From channel letters to monument signs, we handle it all. Ready to stand out? Visit us today at 1888 Freeman Avenue in Signal Hill, California, and see the magic for yourself.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The Dungeon Labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
Presentation.
It is week number 10 for the ASRL Sports Car Championship presented by Purple Haze Autosport, and for the first time in the series, only the second time on the channel, we are here at Motorland Aragon. 3.3 miles, 18 turns, and lots of elevation changes in an already decently high altitude part of the world. Welcome into Turn 200's continued coverage here as we're in the closing stretch of the season. Only 8 more races to go and another 60 minutes off the board here this evening. It's Tommy Cook and it is James Watson, as always, hanging out with you here this evening, partner. Why is our graphic always so missized, even though I recheck it every time? But regardless, we're here, no matter how big our graphic is, and we're here at Aragon. It sounds like a track that these drivers are having fun with, but it looks awfully difficult, to say the least.
Yeah, it's actually a track that I myself am not super familiar with, so I'm going to be learning about this track basically as all the drivers go along, and how they learn it as well. And it's definitely an interesting track, a difficult track. I kind of likened it to Coda on steroids a bit, so I'm curious on how the racing is actually going to look here.
I think Coda on steroids is a very apt description as we go and take a look at the standings heading into tonight's coverage. It is Damian Dania, 63 markers ahead. Big move for Johnny Alford. He jumped from 6th to 3rd in the standings, 86 points back. 63-point lead for Damian Dania. It's all looking up him right now in the gold division. On the silver side of things, Brian Deese drops from 1st down to 3rd. He's only 14 points back, however. It's now Andre Saba with the lead at Anthony Wayand. After the sweep last week, he's up to 4 wins on the season, and he is up to 2nd in the standings, only 9 points behind. Why don't we take a look, since it seems that there are lots of drivers that are not familiar with this track, and our own, really the booth in general. We've only had one night of racing here, so it's good to get a refresher. This is Gunter's Guide, here to Motorland Aragon.
Today we're at Motorland Aragon at TWRS Friday 296. Stars, you have a hard braking zone to turn 1, being very flat and having a very open exit and carry a lot of speed to the corner. Next, you have 2 back-to-back flat-out right-handers, trying to use as much of the track and runoff as you can to help carry the car through and not lose any momentum. This is then where you start to climb up the hill. You'll get hard in the brakes for this kink before getting it slowed down for this hairpin, carrying the car through and trying to wheel spin and exit, before getting hard in the brake once again for this very slow speed right-hander. This time, however, you have a bunch of runoff you can use to your advantage, as this section is very lenient. Then taking the shotgun corchos, a downward corkscrew where you carry the car through, trying to find as much grip as you can before getting the power and exit. This then leads you to the Marc Marquez, a very high-speed left-hander, which will bounce the car through, trying to carry as much momentum as you can without losing it. Here you have a little straightaway afterward. Potentially you can drive the inside as you break off from what could be a flat-out backstretch into a bus stop type section. Here you carry as much speed as you can through all these corners, trying to find as much time as you can, going over the curves, getting hard in the brakes and rolling the car through. Then try and get a good exit as you lead yourself onto the very long back straightaway. Being very unique as it's going downhill, you have a nice look over the whole back straightaway. You have to see all your opponents up ahead, and even your braking zone at the very end. You also have plenty of time to draft off your fellow opponents, potentially making a dive up the inside to the hairpin that follows. Again, the brakes very, very hard, slowing the car all the way down the first gear before taking this very tight and slow speed hairpin. With 2 last flat-out corners, you'll then carry the car through, back to the front straightaway. And that's just 1 lap around here at Motorland Aragon.
So we are back to the live coverage here, just about at the halfway mark of qualifying. I think a little under 20 drivers. Last check, there was 18. We'll see as some drivers start putting up some lap times here, how many we've got. Again, 3.32 miles, 18 turns. This is an FIA Grade 1 circuit. They don't do any Formula 1 racing here. Mainly this track right now being used for superbike racing here in the Spanish countryside. This is a double Spain week here, as I think a few people were expecting to be at Atlanta tonight. The original schedule that we were using had Atlanta marked for week number 10. Don't worry, it will be here next week. I just read the wrong schedule. So Atlanta next week. Word on the street is that somebody from the booth, not naming any names, but will be racing in that one. I'll give you a hint. It's not me. Which is good for everybody.
All I have to say is it's a good thing that we figured out our mistake beforehand, because we almost were Aragon to the wrong track.
I like that. That's good. Thanks to the folks that are hanging out with us already. Of course, shout out to the Modachek gang as always. Hello to Bailey. Hello to Nancy. Hello to Don Golden. Great to have Don back. Yes, it was indeed Mullet Music Productions. We have been using Joshua's music library for the last 7 days now on all of our streams. So Mullet Music Productions has been getting some good airtime here on Turn 200. Greatly appreciate him lending us his music library. Hello to Roy, cheering on Damian Dania. Hello to Nate Siefker. And I think that's all the folks that we got hanging out with us right now. Currently, top of the pops is Damian Dania with a 157.48, and he has got almost 0.8 of a second's clearance back to Jarrell Williams right now, who has locked up the second position, at least momentarily. Dave Seats, his second lap puts him up to 5th quickest, and Josh Heggie's second lap puts him now up to the outside of the front row, but still half a second off of what Damian Dania just threw down. Still a couple of drivers out on track. Travis Fleming is the only one on a hot lap right now. This will be him coming to the checkers. Did not post a lap his first circuit around, and that, I think, is going to pick him up and off track. So that is probably not going to do him any favors. That is the penultimate corner there, turn number 16. In open wheel racing with the overtake button, that corner, not a surprise, saw a lot of action. We'll see what these drivers can do on a downhill, long back straightaway into that tight hairpin with the toe and all that fun stuff. So drivers still out on track here. One of them is Joshua Rutherford, but he is not posting a time currently. Right on board with the Mullet Music Man. He usually listens and races at the same time, so it's going to trip him up a little bit. Not doing him any favors. Maybe we'll jump over to Damian Dania, who's also still on track, still turning laps. I mean, Damian Dania posts all the time in the series Discord server about practicing, putting in the time for this series. I mean, he has absolutely been working his tail off, not just to be faster, but to be a better race car driver virtually here. And that's why he's got a 63-point lead right now. I mean, he has never really lifted his foot off the gas all season.
Yeah, obviously he did catch a little some breaks with Chris Hill not being able to complete the entire schedule so far, but he's absolutely made a serious growth from the first few races to now. Like, you've seen the change in his racecraft and being able to make better moves and be able to take stock of the situation ahead and go, okay, this is what I should do instead. So yeah, he caught some breaks, but at the same time, what he's done and that point lead that he's amassed, like you said, he has it for a reason.
Now, you saw some cones there across what looked to be a shortcut on the track. This is the, I guess, the standard Grand Prix layout. So those cones are, I guess, always there. Whereas sometimes if you run an alternate layout, you get a little bit of cone madness cutting off what the actual part of the track is supposed to be. But this is the regular layout. If you're wondering why we only have 18 drivers here tonight, this track really is not widely owned. It's only about a year old on the sim itself, and it's under-purchased, criminally underutilized, I would argue, as this is only its second appearance on the channel across the last calendar year. So we'll see what Motorland Aragon has for us here this evening as qualifying is completed and only 14 of the 18 drivers managed to throw up a qualifying lap. This is how they will take to the starting grid here this evening for the 20-minute dash. It will be Damian Dania on the pole position. Josh Heggie will line up to his outside after missing Spa last week. Jarrell Williams and Brody Gunter will start on the second row. Row number 3 will be Dave Seats, feature winner from last week, and Christopher Hill on the outside. Row number 4, Alex Allen on the inside of Matt Schlosser, Rob Henry and Mike Hamlin on row 5. It's Nick Batista, I believe the top silver in the starting lineup here, starting in the 11th position with Andre Saba, the current silver points leader, to his outside. Joshua Muir, Travis Fleming, Brian Deese, Joshua Matacek, Joshua Rutherford, and Corey Rutherford. The Rutherfords on the back row here as we get ready to rock and roll. Under the sunshine in Spain, as we'll take a look at the track conditions, 83-degree ambient temperature, 109 degrees Fahrenheit. That is pretty hot for a track with a lot of fast sweeping turns and a lot of elevation change as well. As looks like the pace car is lined up on the front straightaway, which means that we are going to do a full pace lap here, and isn't that always just a whole bunch of fun?
Yeah, now we have to figure out how to pass the time.
Well, I mean, we could take a look at the beautiful scenery here. I mean, this is you could tell this is one of the newer tracks. It's got a lot of the bells and whistles that iRacing has been rolling out here the last few seasons. But man, they do a great job modeling the surrounding landscapes of the track. Look at that big rock wall there. I mean, this track looks incredible. I think it races incredible. We'll see if these drivers reciprocate that feeling here momentarily. Looks like we're going to have one pit starter. Brian Deese will elect to start from down pit road, but everybody else is here. And we got Jacqueline in the chat and Robin Matacek as well. Jacqueline cheering on Joshua Muir. Great to have Joshua Muir back in the lineup here tonight.
Yeah, it's always funny to me sometimes the dichotomy of the pace laps. A good example is the current season of the Indy Pro 2000 officials. They made us do the full pace lap for Road America, but we get to do the short pace lap for Tsukuba. Make it make sense, Tommy.
I can't. How long is Tsukuba? It's not even 2 miles, is it?
No, like I swear, if you did the short pace lap at Road America, you would still end up doing like half of the total distance of Tsukuba.
Yep, pretty much.
So why are we taking the short pace lap at the shortest track on the schedule? I don't understand that.
Yeah, this one is nothing to sneeze at. 3.32 miles. There aren't a whole lot of road courses, especially permanent facilities, that are over 3 miles on the surface. So, I mean, it's another opportunity here, especially, we aren't too terribly familiar with this track. It seems like most of these drivers are not either. I mean, it's just another opportunity to take another gander at it before you're ready to rock and roll here in half a lap's time.
Yeah, there's that big rock wall. God, that's cool.
I want to say the first person that I heard mention this track as on their iRacing wish list was Michael the Turk. And he specifically mentioned the rock wall. It happened. And
Now let's
that was
hope-
before he started working at iRacing, so he didn't have any insider info at that time.
But now he does.
And now he does, and he doesn't share it with any of us. Just think we get to do this again after 20 minutes. Another full pace lap. That's assuming we don't have any cautions here. Now, with only 18 drivers on the front half of this lap, there's not a ton of places they could pile up enough to trigger a caution. But if they're all still bunched together by the time they get here to turn 16, we could be in for a caution. That's a big if, though.
But never say never.
No, certainly not. I've learned better at this point. Look at that, 5.5 minute long pace lap, plus the 2 minutes to grid. But it's all over now as we are officially green at Motorland Aragon. And the dash to turn number 1 is on. It's a right-hander 90. And your top two are Even Stevens, headed into turn number 2. Damian Daney now with the advantage as they start to head to turn number 7.
Hamlin going a little bit wide. Oh, we're almost 3 wide.
Lots to get settled here.
Oh, someone really wide in the background. I think that's Joshua Rutherford.
Andre Saba right now leading the silvers. He's through on Rob Henry, a gold competitor. Henry back to 11th, Saba up to 10th. As we'll head back up the road here, Jarrell Williams a little bit long into the braking zone there into turn number 12. And that will allow Christopher Hill to get through. And is Hill in the crazy taxi this week or what?
He is. It was a bit of a last-minute change for him to hop into the Mercedes, so it's a bit of a different look for him this week, but rest assured he will be back in the traditional PRI TWRS colors next week. Oh, we got a problem!
Corey Rutherford around out of turn number 15. We'll take a look at that here in a moment. Damian Daney out 1 second advantage as we're into the braking zone here for the first time. Looks like pretty much everybody's navigated it fairly well into the hairpin. Back up the road, here is Christopher Hill and Brody Gunter right here next to one another as they head into turn number 1. 1 lap in the books.
Ooh, some nice defensive driving by Brody. He barely had enough room to make that move.
These two got themselves plenty of battling last season, driving in the LMP2 division. Their paths have not crossed certainly as much as either of them had hoped they would this season. It's just good to see Gunter running up inside the top 5 at this point. Still winless on the season. That could very well change here tonight. 1.3 second advantage for Damian Daney at the front of the field. Andre Saba, 10th overall right now, has the silver division lead with a 1-car buffer back to Nick Batista, who rides in 2nd. Joshua Matichek just made a pass on Travis Fleming for 15th. Doesn't look like Brian Deese ever rolled off of pit road, so we are still... we only have 17 drivers on the track at the moment. Here is Matt Schlosser's view of things as we're in a big old bus stop. And now headed down the hill, down this long straightaway. Oh, and problems further back for Mike Hamlin.
Oh.
Around out of turn number 15 once again.
It's a danger zone so far. That's caught up one driver every lap so far.
Yes, it has.
I was expecting it to be here because this hairpin, I have concerns with this hairpin.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
This is like, and we saw Fleming kind of struggle with it during qualifying. Like, it didn't seem like the car had enough like steering range to get through that. Like, what kind of hairpin is that?
A dangerous one.
Yeah, like, it's like the time, like, it gives the Lowe's hairpin at Monaco a run for its money. It's just ridiculous. Like, it's a marvel on how racing machinery can even make it through that corner. It's just weird.
Let's take a look at a couple of replays. This will be Corey Rutherford's go through turn 14. And the left in 15. Yeah, it just comes around on him. And I would imagine this one is probably going to look very similar here. Oh, maybe not. That's Andre Saba behind Mike Hamlin. Oh, and Saba got a shot. That was from Rob Henry. Oh, and Hamlin did have help.
Yep.
Saba once, twice in a round. Goes Hamlin.
Gave me the old double tap.
Yeah. So Hill working on Gunter. Gunter within a second of Josh Heggie here as well. So this is second, third, and fourth. Heggie's fallen 2.5 seconds behind Damian Dania. As Heggie and Christopher Hill both have been having some connectivity issues. The irony of that is that Brody Gunter in the middle is the notorious one out of this trio to have the connection issues. But some big blinks from drivers in P2 and P4 thus far. And Darrell Williams, Dave Seats, Matt Schlosser, all closing in together here as well. Joshua Rutherford is in the pits. He's had an incident, and he says that he thinks a hockey rink might have more grip right now than this track surface. Take a look at what happened to Joshua Rutherford. And he is already going slow, so might have had this issue already.
Oh,
looks like
no,
something was broken on that car. Oh, yeah. And that'll do it.
Oh.
Back to the action as we just had a pass for the silver lead. Nick Batista through on Andre Saba. And we'll take a look at that since we missed that in the live action. Oh, and that was after the Mike Hamlin incident, actually. So that was a couple of laps ago. But that allows Batista to get through. 10th overall, top of the silvers right now. As now we'll head back to Schlosser, working on Dave Seats. Into the big bus stop.
And you know what I realized? There's no Anthony weigh-in tonight, is there?
No, there is not.
Yeah, so that's major championship implications.
And Brian Deese has not taken to the track either, so as of now, he's not scoring any points either. So, I mean, Saba certainly has not quite had a good race, but he's having a better race than the drivers that are not here, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's good enough, all things considered. And that's all you really need at this point with the cars that are directly around you and the point standings aren't even on track. You know, good enough might be all you need to clinch it. But then again, to me, situations like this have always put more pressure on than if your direct competitors are actually around you on track, because then you go into the race thinking, okay, there's a lot of points on offer now, so I need to maximize everything I can because I don't know if I'm gonna get this opportunity again. And it might make you drive harder and more frazzled because of that.
And Brian Deese is now out on track. as Joshua Rutherford just pointed out in the chat. Is showing a negative lap count at the moment. That'll change here momentarily. But yeah, no Anthony Wayan and no Johnny Alford, who made that big jump in the points last week after a double podium run at Spa. So no bags this evening. Damien Dania still 2.5 second advantage, although Heggie separated himself now from Brody Gunter. Last couple of laps for Heggie have been right there with Damien Dania. So maybe Josh has something here to reel in your race leader.
See seats kicking up a little bit of dust in the background.
Schlosser again, closing into the hairpin number 16. Sad better drive through 17 and 18 as well. Just not quite able to get this pass complete. He's got 10 minutes left to go. It's 10 minutes in the books here in the dash for week number 10 from Motorland Aragon.
Yeah, that Mercedes has a lot of power.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about a couple of these cars down the Kemmel Straight last week, just did not quite sound like they had the get up and go necessary to make a pass in a long straight, and it's much of the same here now between 15 and 16. You need good gearing in these cars, and some of them don't have it.
Yeah, like, it's funny that we're on Dave's seats talking about this, because that was the big talking point in the closing laps of last week. Was Tyrrell's was all over Dave's seats lap after lap, but just couldn't get the run he needed because of all that power the Mercedes had. Like, Tyrrell's would be right on him coming out of the source, but by the time they got to Lacombe, Dave had eked out so much of a gap with that top end speed that Tyrrell's couldn't do anything.
Whoa, contact!
Oh, no!
Seats is going to save it, but he's going to park it.
Huh. That's... I'm confused by that.
Yeah, either Seats went in there a little shallow or Schlosser just sent it a little bit long. Either way, it could possibly be both. Either way, Seats not happy with how he's been raced this season. I'm sure not happy with that contact, and that is going to bring his dash race to an end because I can't imagine there would be much damage on that car. Now we've got Schlosser trying to defend against Howland. And Silver Drivers, they're battling, heating up here. Nick Batista and Andre Saba as a good tactic there for distraction by Andre Saba, flashing the headlights as they head into turn number one now. Just a couple of car lengths separated.
Yeah, I do gotta say though, I'm surprised that Seats just stopped and towed, because it didn't look like there was this contact, but it didn't really look like his car was all that messed up with the contact in the rear. So you figured he would have just been able to continue on like nothing happened. And like, I don't even think he got a slowdown with where and how he spun, and he saved it. So, and he still would have been ahead of Schlosser at the time that he stopped.
Saba looking around here, trying to find a way through on Nick Batista. As problems for Joshua Muir, he is around. So we'll move up back to the front. Headed down the long straight, down the hill. Can the Porsche overtake the BMW here? Saba looking out right. As Batista defending to the inside. Showing a problem as well for Jarrell Williams, but he didn't lose any positions on the track. We'll take a look at that here in a moment as we've got Saba now to driver's right into, I called that a right-hander earlier. I need to check my hands more often, I guess. That's definitely the left-hander, and that is definitely Saba back on point in the silver division.
Nice move.
Yes, indeed.
Looked almost effortless, like set him up perfectly.
So Saba on point. Batista in second. Joshua Monacek is in third. That's the silver division. So we'll go back to Jarrell Williams and see what has happened to the driver running in fourth. It's his best run of the season thus far. And my guess is he either had a little spin and a save here, or he just slowed down too much. And that's exactly what that was. Sim doesn't know, or my software rather, doesn't know what to do if a driver just slows down marginally too much.
We'll just blame the hairpin.
Schlosser now on full defense after the contact with the seeds. Alex Halland is not letting him go. And, oh boy, Halland looked to be a little loose there on the power.
Just Mustang things.
Well, this Mustang thing is going to overpower the Lamborghini here down the straight with the slipstream. Can Howland make a move here into 16? He'll look for it. Pulling in right on the quarter panel there. Trying to roll the middle there. It got Schlosser out wide. And up! Some hang time there for Schlosser.
Lambo monster truck right there. He's going to Vegas with a freestyle like that. Good lord.
Whee!
Oh, sausage curbs. All my homies hate sausage curbs.
Problems for Joshua Monacek as well. Yeah, that's not supposed to be like that.
The big question is, what caused that to...
Well, here's Mike Hamlin. They are very close together here. Jockeying for space there on the track. That shouldn't rip the front bumper off, though. I wouldn't think. But that by that point, it was already gone. So not sure what to make of that. It's all Damian Daney at the front of the field. You're not missing anything there.
Yeah, maybe there was another incident before that caused it.
Did we watch the Joshua Mir incident? I can't remember at this point. A lot happened.
We did, yes.
Okay. We've got 17 of our 18 starters now on the track. Dave Seats, the only driver that has left us thus far in the dash race. Andre Saba is a ways clear now of Nick Batista, so he's in control. Travis Fleming just had an issue. Take a look at it here. Yeah.
Oh.
That's another low grip problem there. Oh, now an issue for Matt Schlosser into the hairpin as well. Maybe just going to be an over slow here. Yep, that's all that was.
Yeah, these boats are sure having an issue getting through this hairpin. It's like watching it is reminding me of when I had to drive my father's old 70s dually, the turning radius of 20 acres.
Driving a Cadillac?
Chevy.
4-second advantage for Damian Dania. Have we said hello to Matt Short yet? I can't remember. He's commented a couple of things.
We haven't.
Okay, well, hello to Matt Short.
Hi, Matt.
Hello to everybody that's watching out there as well. I know we got a lot of folks cheering on Damian Dania, who is looking already for his 6th win in the ASRL Sports Car Championship presented by Purple Haze Autosport. I think he's going to make it to the line with just enough time to make it one more trip around. Not even close like it was last week at Spa, where we crossed with maybe a second to go. This time 15 on the board, and the white flag is out. No contestants within 1 second of another. The closest pairing we've got on track is Christopher Hill and Brody Gunter, but they are almost a second and a half apart right now in 3rd and 4th. Joel Williams riding in 5th. Andre Saba still the top silver driver, 9th overall. And he is 2 1/4 seconds clear of Nick Batista behind him. They are on their final lap. And a little gyro action here. Maybe it'll help sell a little bit of the elevation change and undulation, a little banking in some of these corners. It's no Zandvoort or anything, but I guess it's no Madrid ring. Coming soon to a simulator near you, apparently.
Apparently, yeah.
So many great tracks in Spain, and we gotta go to a street circuit. I don't get that. This included. Jerez as well. Catalonia.
Don't even get me started, partner.
Anyway. Through turn 16, the right-hander in 17. And a final left to make it official. Checkered flag is out, and it is win number 6 on the season for your points leader in the gold division, Damian Dania, on the top step once again. Josh Heggie will finish in 2nd. Brody Gunter. Christopher Hill closing there on the final lap, but still will finish about 9/10 behind Gunter, who will round out the podium. Christopher Hill in 4th. Jarrell Williams, a top 5 finish. Nicely done for him. Alex Howland will finish in 6th. It is 7th for Matt Schlosser. Rob Henry will cross the stripe to finish 8th. And your top silver driver, Andre Saba, will finish in the 9th position. That is his 2nd win of the season. Nick Batista in 10th will take home the silver. Mike Hamlin in 11th. And the silver bronze will belong to Joshua Madacek, sans the front clip of the car. Joshua Muir in 13th. Corey Rutherford looking to bring it home in 14th, and he is well clear of Travis Fleming in 15th. Joshua Rutherford and Brian Deese off the lead lap, 16th and 17th respectively. So the final couple of drivers trickle across the line here. We'll hope to get a word in with Andre Saba and Damian Dania, your 2 winners of the dash races in their respective divisions here from Motorland Aragon. This is Turn 200's coverage of the ASRL Sports Car Championship presented by Purple Haze Autosport. Back in just a couple of minutes here on the other side of the break on Turn 200.
Starting fresh or revamping your brand, our expert team designs, fabricates, and installs signs that truly embody your business's spirit. From channel letters to monument signs, we handle it all. Ready to stand out? Visit us today at 1888 Freeman Avenue in Signal Hill, California, and see the magic for yourself.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Turn 200's coverage of the ASRL Sports Car Championship presented by Purple Haze Autosport is presented by Purple Haze Autosport, Eminent Signs and Graphics, Team Watson Racing Setups, CJR Graphics, Mullet Music Productions, and the American Sim Racing League. Back to the live action here on Turn 200. Hoping to get a word in with Andre Saba, who takes home his second checkered flag of the season. Have not heard from him yet this season. But regardless, we'll get a word in momentarily with Damian Dania. Yeah, we'll let it breathe here for just a minute regardless. But, yeah, I mean, smaller field here for sure. But nothing too crazy here from Motorland Aragon, but a lot for these drivers to try and take in here in their first race session for the most part.
Yeah, it was a good mix. We definitely saw a bit of a difference in pace from a lot of cars. So we didn't get as much, barn burning side by side action that we're accustomed to. But yeah, it was still a pretty good race, and I think we might be getting Andre Saba in here for his interview, or at least they're discussing it in the text chat. So we shall see. Oh, yep, there he is.
I was going to say he did just pull into the driver's lounge here. So as is customary here with the Silver Division, we'll hand the reins over to James Watson here.
Andre, James in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes.
Well, fantastic drive out there. We saw you have a really spirited scrap with Batista for the lead in the Silver Division. Take us through that.
Yeah. I think I make a mistake at the beginning of the race. I think I hit Mike, and I apologize for that. But then I catch up Batista, and it was a great fight with him. So I'm very happy for this win.
Yeah, and this is a big opportunity for you with no Anthony Whalen and Brian D starting from pit lane for this past race. You have a lot of opportunity to really grow that points lead of yours.
Yes. Yeah, I keep my finger crossed.
So I mentioned during the broadcast that to me, when you're in a situation like this where your closest competition isn't here, it makes me more stressed trying to get a good result, knowing how much I can grow my point lead. Is that something that you're feeling as well?
Yes, definitely.
Alrighty, well, you did a fantastic job dealing with that and bringing home the win. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you'd like to give?
Nope. But thank you, everybody, to all of you for what you do.
Thank you, and Andre, we appreciate you, and hopefully we're talking to you again here in another 40 minutes.
All right. Thank you.
Great to get to hear from Andre Saba. We'll go now in search I think he's schooling up Joshua Matichek from the looks of it, but we're going to hot swap him straight into the booth here, Damian Dania, if we can get a copy with our race winner for the 6th time this season. Welcome back.
Yep, I gotcha. You're hearing me a lot this season, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely, and no complaints whatsoever. I mean, your race was fantastic. I mean, it looked pretty much flawless from the drop of the green. You got out front. You never looked back. And a big, I think, 4-second advantage by the end of that one. I mean, talk me through the getaway process there.
To be honest, I was not driving quick. I was just going full conserve because, yeah, I could have gone much faster. I was going for 0x. So, besides that, nothing particularly interesting. I was just running laps. I just figuring out what I should do for race 2 in terms of tire conservation and such. Yeah.
I mean, you put in a lot of practice laps from the sound of it this week. I mean, a lot of complaints about a low grip track surface here with how hot this surface is. I would imagine a lot of these drivers have not really spent much time on this circuit. I mean, talk to me about, I guess, the learning curve here for this very interesting circuit, to say the least.
Interesting is the best way to say it. It's definitely not my favorite track. To be honest, I haven't run that much. I probably ran, I think I ran on Friday or Saturday a little bit, and I ran Monday and did I run yesterday? Yeah, I ran yesterday. But I ran like 3 or 4 hours of practice. Nothing extreme compared to my usual, much less than my usual. So, yeah. It's a pretty big learning curve, this track, though, because the way the car drives, you're sort of on the edge of the rear because you're rotating, and then suddenly the car breaks out. But if you're not positioning the car over the curb correctly, the car doesn't turn at all. Which is something a lot of people haven't figured out. It's that if you hit the curb right, the car suddenly steers into the corner. It's weird. I don't get it. Something stupid with iRacing.
Well, it was great to get to talk to you once again. Congratulations on another victory, and let's get some shout-outs in before we let you go.
First shout-out, my qualifying lap. Half a second. That was a pretty bad lap, too. I could have gone a second ahead of everyone else. No, but seriously, yeah. Mother was watching, a few friends from school watching. Josh had an unfortunate race. I saw the incident between him and Mike Hamlin was a little bit... I think that's going to be a little bit disputed, but we'll see. Besides that, yeah, I'm just getting a little bit ready now because we've got 2 minutes till the start, I think, so...
All right, partner, we'll leave you to it. Best of luck coming back up through the grid, and we'll hope to talk to you again in another 40.
Yep, I'm here to win again. Of course I am.
We know that for sure. He is definitely here to win every single time. I mean, a bit smaller of a group to work your way through here, but still, the prospect of having to go past 16, 17 cars is nothing to scoff at here on a track that proven to be a little bit tricky.
Yeah, but you have a little more space and some passing opportunities at your disposal. It's not as tight as other tracks on the schedule, so you can deal with it a lot easier. Add on a smaller field, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking to him again in some capacity tonight.
Certainly would not be surprised in the slightest. Normally, this is where we plug things that are coming up here on the channel, but we're in a bit of a lull right now. Our next broadcast is next Wednesday night with the ASRL Sports Car Championship presented by Purple Haze Autosport, and I promise I'm not lying to you this time. It is for real, for serious, going to happen. The Atlanta Legacy Infield Road Course next Wednesday night. The next night after that will be the return of the Max VCNC Home Designs Truck Series. The following Monday, the Ghost Squadron Formula Super Series will be back on the air. And another week after that will be the return of the Venom Truck Series here on Turn 200. So we're ramping back up here. This is a rare downtime that we have here in our final year of full-time coverage here on iRacing. And 15 seconds left to go until we get things switched over and ready to go for the final 40 minutes of the night here for week number 10 of the ASRL Sports Car Championship's 2025 season. And the clock has struck 0, and it is time to get going here. The full field invert is on the way for 40 minutes around Motorland Aragon. And back to the Mullet Music Productions we go. And it is Dave Seats who will now have the opportunity to lead the field to the green. Brian Deese will start to his outside. Joshua Rutherford and Travis Fleming on row number 2. It'll be Corey Rutherford and Joshua Muir on row 3. Joshua Monachek, Mike Hamlin on row number 4. Nick Batista and Andre Sabo will round out your top 10 with Rob Henry and Matt Schlosser on row number 6. It's Alex Allen, Jarrell Williams, Christopher Hill, Brady Gunter, Josh Heggie, and Damian Dania. The top 9 rows, 18 drivers are ready to go once again. Let's take a look at the weather conditions. Does that say, oh my lord, I've never seen a track temperature that high before. It was just at 130. 130 degrees. I don't know what to say to that. It's down to 129 now. Oh, goodness. Like, that 1 degree is going to make the difference.
We're cooling off now.
Oh,
honestly, at a track temp this high, 1 degree would make a difference.
I don't know. I'm happy I'm up here.
This race is going to be painful. Oh, man.
I think maybe...
None of us...
Oh, go ahead.
None of us are going to have a good time with this.
So certainly you and I are going to have a better time being up here, I think.
Yeah.
This could be chaotic. The final 3 rounds of the season, I would say, are going to be chaotic. Of course, the Atlanta Infield Road Course next week is always good for some chaos on the rare occasion that it actually gets used. Then we're off to Laguna Seca the following week, and Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, which is a personal favorite of mine. But a couple of those corners are pretty constricted, pretty tight. It should be a fun one, to say the least. So that's the final 6 rounds of the season coming up over the course of the next 3 weeks. No more off weeks here for the ASRL Sports Car Championship. I think there's something to be said as well, maybe, for the contact for Dave Seats to pull it right into the pits, not race it for points this season. Why not get yourself to the front of the invert here and see if you could do anything at the front of the field?
Yeah, that's definitely a strategy. We'll see how it works. Say this is a good opportunity for Brian Deese to try to claw back some of that gap on Andre Saba.
Yeah, the word from Joshua Rutherford in the chat was that Brian Deese had to do a hardware update. Or I guess a software hardware update. A driver update. There we go. That's the word I was trying to think of. Not an update to himself, but to, I would imagine, either his wheel or his pedals or both or whatever.
I need a driver update.
I would say I need a full driver replacement, unfortunately. Looks like 2 pit starters this time. It'll be Travis Fleming and Corey Rutherford. Just heard somebody thump into something. It's never good.
Yeah, I don't even know what they could have hit. I'm trying to scan for what they might have hit, and maybe they hit each other.
Certainly could have hit each other. There are a couple of sneaky sausage curbs here around some of the turns, but we didn't see anybody pull a Matt Schlosser and pogo stick up into the air. So the hairpin Going to be tricky, tricky, tricky. The pace car is going to pull off this time, thankfully. And we will be good to go into the left-hander. We'll get it right this time. Turn number 1. It's a 50-50 shot, and I screwed it up. "40 minutes underway here at Motorland Aragon."
Hold on to your front cheeks, everybody.
Seats the gold leader, Deese the silver
Hill
leader.
sending it through wide in the back.
Couple of cents, but pretty clean, all things considered. Seats on point. Here's Joshua Rutherford in the 3rd position, chasing Brian Deese for the class lead. It is Silver's 2nd through 5th right now. Mike Hamill, the next gold, in 6th. Oh, and look at Christopher Hill on the driver's left side of 3 wide. Matt Schlosser slicing and dicing up to 7th.
Henry going wide.
Oh, Joshua Muir with help from Joshua Matacek. And Joshua Rutherford as well. Lots of Joshuas.
So much Joshua violence.
Certainly was. We'll take a look at that here in just a moment. 3 wide again. Into the bus stop they go.
Oh, boy. Yeah, Brody Gunther, he's made up the most spots out of everyone so far.
Yes, he has. Yeah, Schlosser!
Oh, no! Oh!
That was Mike Hamlin. Gunther now. Him and Schlosser and Hill, the hard chargers of the race thus far. Joshua Rutherford getting a bump draft there from Schlosser. Schlosser now maybe thought about taking it 3 wide there for just a second. Dave Seats leads the opening circuit. Brian Deese leading the silver division in the 2nd overall position. And this is Brody Gunther now up to 3rd already. Matt Schlosser, Andre Saba, a gold and a silver respectively. As Christopher Hill making a move out to the inside of Joshua Rutherford there for 6th. And we will head back quickly to Damian Dania and Mike Hamlin as they battle for 9th. A lot of get up and go for the drivers that finished around the podium last race. But Damian Dania has only picked up 8 spots. I say only, like that isn't a lot. He's working on another one here to Mike Hamlin's inside, into the right-hander.
Man, they've been side by side for what feels like the entire lap.
You can see.
Wiggle from Dania.
Yeah. I'm surprised that's all the wiggling that there is with 130-degree track temperature. Dania out wide, so is his teammate Joshua Matacek. Let's take a look at what happened with Matacek, Mir, and Rutherford. All the Joshuas, all the contact. Mir just a little bit wide. Matacek tried to shoot the gap to the inside and sends the 40 around. And we'll head up the road just a bit as Schlosser, God, complete misjudging of the braking zone there, piles into Mike Hamlin.
Yeah, that's...
the contact between Schlosser and Seats was a little nip and tuck. There was nothing nip and tuck about that one. That one was a complete misfire from the 400.
Yeah, it's definitely not one of Schlosser's better moves.
Big checkups there. Josh Heggie, Joshua Monacek, Rom Henry, all big-time stoppages. Mike Hamlin gets a little bit crossed up. Oh, problems for Brian Deese. He has plummeted down the running order here. Down to 7th now, and he has lost the silver lead back to Andre Saba.
Yeah, it took that first lap incident with the Joshes for me to realize how many Joshes we actually have in this league.
There's a lot. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, there are a lot. Let's see if we can pinpoint anything in particular that happened to Brian Deese here.
Yeah, he lost a lot of momentum letting Brody through on the last little bit of the bus stop.
So this is Deese back to third. Not showing a crash here. But he's currently in seventh. Schlosser going to take a look to the inside. And I think Deese just runs it wide, and this is going to cost him a ton of momentum. That was the pass for the lead in the division. That's Andre Saba that is through. Christopher Hill and Jarrell Williams to follow. Yeah, and that was just a case of a couple of bottled corners, and it's going to cost him a handful of spots.
Yeah, that hairpin, you can't really afford to go offline on it in any way. Otherwise, the way you're going to get through the corner is going to be terrible, awful, and even worse, slow.
The good news for anybody that doesn't have it figured out yet is that I don't know if anybody has it figured out. Not really, anyway.
Yeah, the best you're going to get is good enough through there. I don't even know what cars they had in mind when they designed that thing. Because sure as heck wasn't these things.
Whoa, that is Sabo way long into turn number one. Back onto the road, hangs on to fourth for now, as that was Jarrell Williams into the barrier. Saw that a couple of times with a lazy back end just coming around on these cars. In the first turn, happened to Travis Fleming, happened to Joshua Rutherford, and it's bit Jarrell Williams now, who was in line for another fantastic run to follow up his great dash race. His best of the season thus far. So Christopher Hill now is battling with Andre Saba for fourth, and he will take it away. So Hill back to fourth, Saba top silver, P5 now. And Damian Dania charging up through the field. There he is in sixth. This is Jarrell Williams. We're just going to see the back end of this car get the rug pulled out from underneath of it. I mean, that's nothing.
Yeah, it looked like it was starting to go even before he got to the exit curving, so you can't even blame that.
That is unfortunate. Rob Henry just made a pass on Joshua Matacek. Matacek falling back to Nick Batista. Matacek into the top five in the standings for the first time this season, despite all of his successes recently. Really struggled in the front half of the season.
Yeah, but he's been on an absolute tear as of late.
Yes, he has. Here's a dive to the inside. Josh Hagee is through on Mike Hamlin. Move Hagee up to 8th. And now Hagee diving it under Brian Deese. And he's got it. 2-for-1 special in the final 3 turns there for Hagee. As now Hamlin to the inside of Brian Deese. And Hagee is through to 8th. Deese back to 9th. A little scrapping behind these two, Rob Henry and Joshua Rutherford now. And Joshua Matacek as well. A little bit of contact there.
Oh, big step from Batista.
Oh, wow. Nick Batista making it 3 wide.
Oh, man.
Yeah, oh, man is right. Actually, this is Spain, not oh, man. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
You mean we're not racing at the 24 hours of oh, mans?
No. No, we're not.
Oh, now I have a terrible idea of an endurance race at Le Mans, but just with terrible car combinations as we see Dania and Saba side by side.
Dania through and now into the top 5. Or you're telling me a 24-hour race at Le Mans with the LMP2s and maybe like the Silver Crowns and the NASCAR Gen 4 cars wouldn't be an absolute banger?
And we got to add the NASCAR Next Gen into it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, crap. They already did that. Someone stole my idea.
Oh, Gunter!
Oh, no!
What has happened to Brody Gunter? Oh, that is out of turn number 17. I mean, way off the track. Oh, problems now in turn number 16. It's bumper cars. Absolute calamity all of a sudden. That was Matichek, Rutherford, Batista, Howland, Mirror, Corey Rutherford. They all got a piece of that. Goodness gracious. We'll start with the Brody Gunter incident here. Gunter was running in second. Now he's down to 8th.
Oh.
And it's just going to come out from underneath of him there. Maybe a little bit too much curbing there into the right-hander, 17.
Yeah, he almost ended up in Portugal.
Oh, and that is Matichek catching the sausage curb there, turning Joshua Rutherford, and it stacks up Mirror, Howland, Corey Rutherford.
More Joshua on Joshua violence.
So all of a sudden now, Matt Schlosser finds himself in second. I mean, Dave Seats absolutely trekked out 9.5 seconds clear of Schlosser, Hill, and Dania, who are tightening up here for second. Andre Saba still leading the Silvers' 5th overall position at the moment. I mean, we've got the Society of Matts here on the channel. Something tells me that the Society of Joshua's is not going to be getting together for a beer after this one.
No, but they'll be getting together for something in the parking lot.
We'll see what the
First
extradition
rule of
laws
Joshua-
from Spain to the United States are.
First rule of Joshua Fight Club is you don't talk about Joshua Fight Club, but you do talk about the Sid from Chris Hill.
Set it deep as Schlosser's found the curb there. Again.
Yeah, Schlosser tried going for the crossover, and he went for the flyover instead.
Nope, you and me both, Don. I agree. Let's jump back the order just a bit. Brian Deese and Rob Henry. This is Henry trying to take this position away, but Deese outbraking into turn number 1 has the spot currently. Now back to Schlosser and Dania. Both of these cars looking a little unsettled. I'm sure they'll be a little more unsettled by the fact that Andre Saba is closing in quickly.
Oh, man. Schlosser doing a little more monster trucking over the curbs. Man, this battle is intense. You can feel it. Dania's been real good on his patience so far through his climb from start dead last, but patience is gonna start running out here.
I mean, looking at the drivers behind them, they've all run personal best the last time around, except for Dania and Dave Seats. Lots of green up on the leaderboard here, and here's Dania
Sending it.
trying
Nope,
to
back up.
at least pump fake Schlosser, and
Oh,
Schlosser
it
sent it
worked!
long.
Oh,
Schlosser now back to 4th. Dania up onto the podium. And Schlosser's fight is not over yet. Andre Saba looming in the background.
man. Dania sold him on the fake.
So Brody Gunter in the 8th position right now, catching up to Mike Hamill, and that'll be for 7th. on the comeback trail. Just going to take a peek here. And the track temperatures come down to a measly 122 degrees. We're at least in Venom Truck Series track temperature range now. Oh, Joshua Rutherford with another problem. Around in the hairpin. Nancy liked that battle. On the edge
Saba
of my seat, as that was Saba taking a little dip there. Saba's stopped the mounting offense here on Schlosser. Schlosser's been able to pull away just a little bit here. Looking at the sector times. Danny about half a second quicker than Christopher Hill last time by. So we'll see if Damien can reel in the Mercedes of Hill. Danny is certainly outbraking the 101 there into 16. As there's Joshua Muirwhite in 15, and that will cost him a spot to Nick Batista. Just heard a big thunk somewhere, and it might have come from this trio here, Monachek, Howland, and Deese. And Deese is just falling back through the running order, now down to 12th. That's tight.
Yeah, but nothing thunk-worthy.
No. And I did hear the thump still. I think somebody made some contact there into the hairpin, but hard telling who.
Oh!
Whoa! This is Gunter peeking to the inside of Hamlin.
I don't know if you could call that peeking.
No.
Like, if you call that peeking, then you have to call Jack Nicholson.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Peeking through the door, going, "Here's Brody."
Kind of. Problems for Ron Henry.
Oh.
Off the track. Mustang, oh yeah. So much power at the rear end of that car and not a lot of downforce. Especially on a hot day like this. Might see it more and more. Meanwhile, Damian Dania catching Christopher Hill to a couple of car lengths back into the hairpin they go. Oh, Dania! A little longer there into the braking zone. Almost made it Christopher Hill's problem. And don't look now, Matt Schlosser, the fastest out of these three. Last time around. This time around, Danny, the fastest of the three, and that's not going to help the lap times much. Nick Batista coming down pit road. We are getting to about that point in the race. I'm surprised we haven't seen it already. Normally about the 25-minute mark, we'll start to see the early pitters trickle in, but Batista's the first one here with 21 minutes left on the board. We'll be across the halfway mark here. Oh, yes. Dania is just hunting. Worth pointing out as well, as these two are battling, they are still gaining time on Dave's seats. As Schlosser!
No, Schlosser goes around!
Schlosser loops it around and a half and into the barriers hard, and that might be his race right there. Back to the pits he goes. That promotes Andre Saba now into the 4th position as the lead silver driver.
Boy.
Down the hill, long straight with a toe. Hill trying to keep it to the inside. Going to force Dania's hand to maybe try and look out to in. Certainly could outbrake Hill into the hairpin as he hits the windshield wipers, I guess.
Damien out there looking like me with the windshield wipers always going.
I think maybe the time gain for Hill and Dania must have been a blip for Dave Seats. Maybe encountered some kind of issue on the track because he has started to extend this advantage back closer to 9 seconds.
Yeah, you're not going to be gaining time when you're battling this hard.
No, definitely not. Brady Gunter just clocked a personal best lap down from 6th. We'll see if he can play the pit strategy game to try and get himself a couple more spots.
Chris Hill is teaching a lot about defensive driving to Damien Dania right here. Professional driver coach saying, hey, watch this, kid.
This one's free, the next one's not. Joshua Muir is down pit road. Battling behind these two as well. Saba on defense against Josh Heggie. Dania! Really trying to thread the needle there. I don't think he made any contact. It was awfully close, though. Saba, similar defense there against Heggie, hanging on to that 4th position. That's not an in-division battle. I said it right the first time. As Heggie going to try and take him on pit road. He is down. Got Matt Schlosser. That is 4 drivers who have made their stop.
Now, if I was Dania, this would be the time where I pit. You know, because you've shown that you're a bit quicker than Hill right now. Instead of trying to fight and get by, just try to go in, get your pit stop done, and pass him on pit road. Oh, sideways from Hill.
Sliding it.
He is wheeling that land yacht.
Joshua Matacek is down pit road. And Josh Heggie got held up a little bit in traffic there with Corey Rutherford. Not a ton, but a little bit. Every little bit is going to help if you're trying to make that pass on the undercut. Here we go again. Danny had been creeping a little bit more and a little bit more aggressively into the hairpin here. Will this be his best opportunity yet? Fakes that in move, and it's going to pressure Hill, and Hill sends it wide, but not a good exit for Dania.
Side. Oh, and he takes it back.
Dania got a little bit crossed up there into turn number 17, and it allows Hill to get back through. I want to take another look at that, but these two are not going to leave each other until they come into pit.
Yeah, this is a slugfest of Titanic proportions right here.
Yes, it is. And for now, I bet these two are loving it. They just want to make sure that they keep loving it here.
Yeah, let this please not end in any contact.
It might be a big ask. As you're right from earlier, I think Danny is starting to get a little bit impatient. That is a low percentage opportunity there that he tried to take.
Oh.
And then that gets Hill a little bit offline, though.
Yeah, you saw he slid the apex just a little bit.
Drell Williams, Mike Hamlin down pit road. Inside of 15 minutes to go. That motor, rather, just sounds so bogged down. Makes up for it under braking, though. Closes within a few feet. But Hill had it covered this time.
Yeah, he wasn't as close to Hill through the hairpin that time.
They're both coming.
Oh, they're both coming in. Oh,
Dave Seats is in as well.
Beautiful.
All right, we'll take a look at this quickly. This is the last lap.
Yeah, the lap before, Hill kind of drove back up to the middle to give him opportunity to get a better entry, and it almost gave Danny an opportunity to jump to the inside. And that time, Hill just kind of slipped up, just slid way wide in the apex.
Look at this.
And Dania almost got him. Oh, they're going to be side by side.
A little contact there.
Wow.
That is not how you want to exit the pits, that's for sure, but Hill hangs
incredible.
on.
Neither of them triggered unsafe pit exit, did they?
I'm not sure. We could sure take a look real quick. And they're both between the white lines. That was always going to be hard to pull off there for Danny on the outside.
Yeah.
Well, this is for second. Dave Seats is 9 seconds up the road. He had a clean pit stop. Josh Heggie was able to come out in front of Andre Saba. So was Brody Gunter. So Saba is now back to 6. Still the lead silver driver, but Gunter on the comeback trail here up into the 5th position. He's got his work cut out for him, though, if he wants to catch up to Josh Heggie in 4th. Heggie, meanwhile, 4.3 seconds behind this battle. You just saw him there in the back of the shot. That is the distance he has to cover. Not impossible that these two won't cover it for him, though, if they keep battling and making contact like they are.
Yeah, they're going to be covering something, all right.
Let's see what Damian Daney has got here. Into the hairpin once again. A little distance still. And this is just about the only battle for position on the track. Corey Rutherford and Brian Deese are close together for the 13th spot. But other than that, it's this battle for P2. Alex Hallam long into the hairpin. So we go back to second.
Yeah, Dania seems to be quicker in the bits with all the corners. But the power that the Mercedes makes, Hill is able to creep. It's kind of the same thing we saw last week. You know, the Mercedes is able to put on so much power. Oh, he's looking. Nope. Hill holds him off once again. Yeah, that top-end speed and kind of low-end acceleration, it's really helping Hill keep him back. You know, Dania is better on braking and through the center of the corner, but because Hill's able to gain so much on acceleration and kind of outrun him on the straight, just isn't really giving Dania that opportunity he needs to make the pass, which is important because if Dania was anywhere closer with the braking performance he's able to show, he would get him easily. But look at that. That Mercedes just takes him to Gapplebee's right there.
Just had a moment of panic there as it showed Dave Seats crashing into the hairpin. Did lose a little bit of time, so I think maybe just had some difficulty getting through the corner, but certainly did not crash. Still ahead by 8.5 seconds. Did have a problem for Mike Hamlin. He has lost the 7th position now to Alex Howland. We will take a look at that here. And just came out from underneath of him. And into the barrier he goes. This is Dave's Seats.
Did he have to shoot that corner earlier in the race?
Yes, he did. Oh, yeah, just long. Not too bad. This is Jarrell Williams. I'm sure we're going to see just about the exact same thing there. Yep. So a non-issue, basically. So right back to Dania's pursuit on Christopher Hill. Hill is wide.
He slipped. Oh.
This is an interesting opportunity here for Dania. Hill is going to fight back hard. I can't make it.
Yeah, he'll pull him. DEFCON 5 for Hill there, but good job able to get back past Dania. That's got to be so frustrating for Damien. You know he thought that was his chance.
I mean, if it were anybody else other than Christopher Hill, that would have been Damian Dania's spot. That just speaks to the caliber of driver that Chris Hill is. And there is Josh Heggie, 3/4 of a second rather, behind. He is starting to eat into this gap big time, almost 9/10 of a second faster last lap.
Yeah, these two have been playing grab ass so much that this is bringing. Oh, Hill's.
Oh, and again. Dania trying to get the power down, and the rear end is not cooperating on that machine.
Yeah, Damien got the curbing. I don't know if he hit the sausage curb or if it was just the regular curbing, but you could tell at the moment he hit it that it upset the McLaren just enough to help Hill pull back ahead.
Well, this is a Mercedes in distress right now for the better part of the last 20 minutes as Damian Dania has been hounding Christopher Hill here for the 2nd position. Still 9 seconds behind Dave Seats, who has led the whole way thus far. Still Andre Saba well in control of the top silver position. Talking something like 15, 20 seconds back to Joshua Matacek in the 2nd silver position.
You know who else is loving this battle more than us? Joshua Heggie.
More than likely, he is enjoying what he sees, as he is still getting closer. Only driver to run a sub 2-minute lap last time around. So not only are these two slowing each other down, but Heggie himself is quite fast right now, with 6 minutes to go. And also credit where credit is due. Alex Howland also ran a sub 2-minute lap, but those are the only ones. That was a good exit there for Hill, able to open this gap up. Without something crazy here for Damian Dania, he should be able to breathe into the hairpin. It was pretty crazy there. 2.5 car lengths closed right back up.
Yeah, and you see there.
Jarrell Williams. Problems for Jarrell. had made such a nice recovery back into the top 10, and now he is down to about to be 12th. Hague now inside of 2 seconds. As if this battle wasn't going to be complicated enough, if they can't get it sorted out here soon. It could be a 3-car scrap for the runner-up position.
Or he might just be handed P2 without having to do anything. We'll see.
I know what option he wants to see.
Yeah.
Less work, more spots.
Freebies.
Jarrell Williams into the pits. Four and a quarter minutes to go. Gap is coming down still to Dave Seats. It's now to 8 seconds. Seats just lost a big chunk of time, just making sure that he's still on the road. Went from 8.5 down to 7 3/4 in just a couple of turns.
Yeah, and that little bit we jumped onto him, it looked like he kind of missed the apex there too, which isn't going to help.
Still well in control here. And this is Dania. He is going to be on this like hog on slop. This is as close as he's been down the hill, down the long stretch. Hill protecting the inside.
If I was Danny, I'd just stay right there and try to get the crossover. It's not going to be easy for Hill to get through this corner, but he keeps ahead. I thought for sure Damien was going to get the crossover to work, but masterful job from Hill actually getting the big old piece of German engineering through that hairpin.
2 laps to go. Hague now inside of a second and a half. I would imagine he's looking to close in half a second here to get back to the straightaway so we can enjoy a little bit more slipstream and maybe make this a 3-car battle for second in the closing lap.
It's tough sometimes when you have such an amazing battle as this because you don't really want to speak, even though as broadcasters we're supposed to, but you just kind of want to let it speak for itself.
It's the Alan Bestwick School of Broadcasting. I subscribe to it greatly. I'm happy to let these two do all the talking. They've been carrying this feature race with their battle for second. Why stop now?
Ooh.
Good exit there for Damian Dania.
Yeah, I saw a small wiggle out of the rear of that Mercedes. There's Dania looking for the crossover I mentioned earlier, but Hill stays ahead once again.
White flag is out for Dave Seats, who has not got much TV time from the lead of this race. All eyes have been on this battle for second. Andre Staba still the silver leader in 6th. And Sally selling seashells by the seashore as well. These two are going to be worn out. And they're going to be sick of each other here. Hague inside of a second, just a couple car lengths behind. I don't think close enough to make the difference here, but certainly the difference could be made for him here in an act of desperation in the final lap.
Oh, Dania looking, he's trying to send it. Nope.
Oh, into the curbing there. Upset the car just a bit.
He's able to get a little bit of a better apex Hill had to miss it just a little bit to hold him off. That's going to cost him some time.
Remarkable that he was able to make up any ground at all, considering basically he had his right side tires up on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Need a good exit here. Any one of the three of them. Out of turn 15, Dania loose under power, and that might be all she wrote for him. What can Josh Hagee do? 3 cars under a blanket for second.
What do you do if you're Dania?
They're all weaving, looking for their own real estate on the track. Checkered flag is out. Dave Seats will cross the stripe. It is 2 feature victories in a row for Dave Seats. 3rd win of the season. Christopher Hill is going to hang on for 2nd and at the line for 3rd. Damian Dania by a 10th. What an unbelievable battle. I was waiting for it to all go wrong there. But man, it does not get much better than that between a driver that is finding, and I would say after that, has found his racecraft, and Christopher Hill, who is always the consummate professional. What a duel these two and the late arrival of Josh Hagee just put on. Andre Saba will take the silver sweep here this evening. He pulls it off right after the start-finish line. He will take his 3rd win of the season, his 2nd of the night. But it is Dave Seats.
Gents, that was a motor race.
That was peak.
If you're explaining the finer points of one-on-one battling in a race, you don't need to say anything. You just need to show a replay of that fight, and it speaks for itself. Like, that's everything you want to see from a situation like this. Hill, tough but fair defending, taking all the bits of the track he needed to without being too dirty. Damian giving everything he had, trying to send it in, trying to get that space, but not really pulling a move that would have put either of them in danger. No punning or turning in on anyone, just pure clean racing. Neither driver giving an inch but not taking more than there was allotted to them. That is everything you hope for from racing.
And to think that Dave Seats didn't see any of that. He was 7.26 seconds up the road en route to his 3rd victory of the season. That is career victory number 27 in the ASRL Sports Car Championship presented by Purple Haze Autosport for the 2-time series champion. Still 2nd on the all-time win list to Brody Gunter, who rallies to finish in the top 5 after the early spin. I think Gunter could have been a part of that battle as well for 2nd.
I mean, not to rub salt in the wounds, but I don't know if Brody would have even been in that battle because he was ahead of all that when he had his issue. And with how hard they were battling, they weren't going to be gaining any ground to him. So that battle would have been a battle for 3rd, honestly.
Let's take a look at the full finishing rundown. Dave Seats with his 3rd win of the season, his 2nd feature victory in a row. Christopher Hill, he'll be back in the booth here momentarily with a 2nd place finish. Damian Dania will round out the podium. Josh Hagee in 4th, Brody Gunter in 5th. Andre Saba will sweep the night for the Silvers. We'll talk to him here once again in a second. Alex Allen in 7th. It is Mike Hamlin in 8th. Rob Henry in 9th. And Joshua Monachek, I believe, going to be the runner-up in the Silver Division tonight. So we should get a word in with him here up first on the interview train. Nick Batista in 11th. It's Brian Deese in 12th. 13th for Corey Rutherford. Joshua Muir in 14th. Jarrell Williams in 15th. Joshua Rutherford in 16th. And then DNFs for Matt Schlosser in P17 and Travis Fleming in the 18th position. So we will go now in search of Joshua Monachek. I'm not tripping, right? He was the runner-up in the Silver Division, correct? I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah, from what I can tell.
So we'll just bring him right in. It's a 10th overall finish for Joshua Matichuk, runner-up in the division, and we welcome him back up into the booth for the first time in a couple of weeks. What a very interesting night, to say the least, here at Motor Land Aragon.
Yeah, no comment. That was definitely something. I know that my pit crew had their fair share in both races. But it was definitely something. Happy to pull out the finish that we did in both races.
Well, James, we'll let you take it over for a sec. I just want to say hello to my buddy, Mr. Joshua.
Alrighty, well, that was a heck of a run there, able to bring home another podium. It was quite an interesting race for you, trying to get up through the field. First of all, you got into a bit of an incident with a few of the other members of the Joshua Council. Take us through that.
Yeah, I mentioned that on the grid to Damien. I'm like, well, we got 3 of us up here, so it's gonna be fun. But no, I mean that was just a racing deal. I mean, first lap it's tight. First lap of that second race is always pretty hectic, pretty wild. But we pulled it out. No harm, no foul. So I mean, I'm all good if they're all good.
Yeah, take us through your strategy that you always have to employ getting through all of the chaos of the opening lap here in the future races.
I am the wrong person to ask that to. I have an unfortunate history of doing some bonehead move, get me wrecked in race 1 and starting up front. So honestly, it's been a little bit since I've actually started towards the tail and had to actually work through most of the field. But it's definitely patience. I know that Damien would be a lot better suited to answer that question than I am. He's a killer in both races. So I mean, he does good at working through the field. Especially when not only different cars but different skill levels. Different braking points and turning points and everything. So I mean, it's tough. You really got to know who you're racing against and how they run. So it's definitely keeps things interesting, keeps you on your toes. That's for sure.
Well, you did a good enough job of it, getting back into P2 here and continuing a pretty good run of form for you as of late.
Yeah, it's not been terrible. I'm just starting to get the hang of this whole road racing thing. I mean, the first race of the season was my first ever GT3 race, really ever like practical road course race. So I mean, it's been an interesting run. I've been super lucky to have a guy like Damon to help coach me through. We'll sit for a couple hours a week. And he'll just watch me run and say, well, try doing this instead. And he's been a phenomenal coach. So I mean, hats off to him. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for him. So
Alrighty, Josh. Well, fantastic run tonight. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you'd like to give?
Shout out to whatever company makes the white paint on my car. It's real pretty. No, so that whole thing. Apparently, Damien can't see my paint no matter what I do, so I just stopped having a paint. But yeah, huge shout out to my wife Bailey, putting up with me. Whatever she's got going right now smells pretty good. So shout out to her. Shout out to my parents for always watching. Shout out for y'all up here in the booth. Know how much it goes in. So yeah.
All right, Joshua. Well, we appreciate you, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Hopefully so, guys.
Next up, it's Sweep of the Night for Andre Saba.
Hello.
Tommy, you want to take Andre this time?
Oh,
that
sure.
way he can talk to both of us here in one night.
Absolutely, yes. Congratulations on another victory. Yeah, talk to me through your race. You picked up a couple of spots throughout the course of the event, but I mean, it didn't look too crazy anywhere around you. How did it feel out there?
Yeah, that was a very nice race for me. Yeah, just a clean race, not too many fights. Yeah, just keep the car on the track and very happy for the result.
Yeah, there are a lot of folks who could not say as much to keep the car on the track. I mean, a great night for you, of course, with your second and third victories here of the season. With your eyes forward now to the final 3 races of the season, is the plan to finish out and go for the championship? And how do you feel about your chances?
Yeah. First of all, I am very happy because, I win, I think, in the second weekend, and then I never win a race. So I'm very happy to finally have won another race. And I think that is a great point for the championship. So really looking forward for it.
Well, it's been great to get to talk to you here this evening, not once, but twice. We'll let you get some shout-outs and thank yous in before we let you go once again.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, we appreciate the time tonight. Go celebrate, and we'll hope to talk to you again next week in Atlanta.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All righty. We will now, I would imagine we've got a team boss here that wants to commend his driver very much here after a incredibly hard-fought second-place finish.
Yeah, that was a workout.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was a workout watching it. Like I don't even know where to begin. Like that was some of the best driving I want to say we've ever seen here on Turn 200. Like you guys were going at it hard, but I didn't see anything that was really like out of bounds. Like you guys were battling hard, but it was fair and it was clean the whole time.
Yeah, I'll have to give it to Damien on that. He definitely was being respectful and not taking too many risks. You know, I was definitely knew he had a speed advantage. I need to learn a bit more about this car. I may have grabbed the wrong car coming into this. It's fast as heck down the straight, but man, it burns the tires off super quick, or at least the way I was driving it. So gotta have to learn a little bit before the next couple rounds. But I was just throwing all the tricks in the book of just trying to park him in the right places and that kind of stuff, and it ended up working. I'm happy we ended up holding on to second spot there. Definitely wish we had a little more pace to go for further, but I think that was the best we could have done with the pace we had and all that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, well, the funny thing was that you still kind of eked out a little bit of the gap out on Dave's lead, even with all that robust battling and defending. Was there at any point during the battle did you think, oh no, I'm cooked?
Oh yeah, there was a spot or two where like he had a really good run and it was like, oh man, this is going to have to be just right of not blowing the, or I had one point I remember at the hairpin where I blew the braking a bit. And I'm just like, oh gosh, he's going to cross. And I'm just hoping that I had enough momentum around the outside to get off the corner strong enough. And it turned out I did. But it's just, it was definitely a lot of work. It was fun to, play around with the tactics and stuff, because I definitely want one to do a lot of blocking and chopping and that kind of stuff. I'm more trying to position better and, think about how to take away their runs and stuff in a clean way. And, that's more my style, I'd say. And so I'm happy with how that went and was able to, pull off second, which is, all things considered, considering I was not up to pace for most of the race. I'm happy with that. It was a little bit of a bummer that we didn't just decide to go single file. Like if he'd piped up on the radio and honestly said, hey, let's just go catch Dave first. Then we could have probably done so, because I definitely think we had some pace. I don't know if we had enough to get there, but we could have got at least a lot closer. But the danger was, you go fast and then you end up third, you know what I mean? Versus go a little slow and end up second. So I'll take it. Could be worse.
Yeah, we saw you be really aggressive too on the start, making some really good moves. How hard is it to really make a pass around here?
It's not that bad of a place. I mean, there's definitely a decent amount of braking zones, but it all depends on the placement of the car and how you set up the runs. I mean, the probably the prime spots are at the end of the main straightaways and that kind of stuff. And there's definitely some spots where you can take a little alternate line and cross people, especially early in the race. Like when people are stacked up, they compromise themselves often on the exit of corners and that kind of stuff. So if you think with that at the right time, you can get a good run off the corner and still get them when they're still thinking about like maybe defending or trying to brake late or something like that. And it does often work in your favor, especially on cold tires. If you're, think about the exit speed a little bit more than the entry speed for some certain things. But I thought it was a decent track to race. I enjoyed it. I just I didn't quite have the pace to give Damien the run for it today, but I'm really hoping the car selection works a little better in the rain. And if it's raining next week, and maybe Laguna is a good old favorite of mine. I've got a few laps there in real life, so hopefully we do okay there, and hopefully we can finish up the season strong. I don't think we're going to be able to close the gap with having taken the provisionals. It's a little bit of a shame that kind of punished for having a job in a sense, not being able to come, but it is what it is. I'm still enjoying it. Hopefully can finish up the season strong.
Alrighty, well, fantastic job tonight, Chris. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you'd like to give?
There's this guy, James Watson. I've heard of him. I don't know if you have or not.
Not that clown.
Yeah. I just got to thank him for having me be a part of the team. I always enjoy running with you and your group and all that. And so, if you're looking for some good setups and that kind of stuff, hit them up and hit up the shop. They'll take care of you. I always don't have the logo on yet, but I usually run with a Precision Racing Instruction logo on my car. That's my coaching company, and I do that outside of when I work for BMW. Don't tell them I was driving a Mercedes tonight, but so that's my full-time gig. But yeah, I've got that on the side there. I do stuff in the sim and in the real world and all that, and so pretty fun there. And big thanks to everybody at Turn 200 for showing it all off there. It's always fun to rewatch it and share it with friends and family and all that. And thanks to the guys putting on the series. It's been fun. So hopefully we'll see you next week and maybe get to talk again. It's been a little while. So.
All right. Well, here's hoping, Chris. And once again, fantastic job tonight.
Thanks. Have a good one.
I'll say this. The last thing that we need next week is rain, for crying out loud.
Well, no, we need it.
Well, all that was going on. Dave Seats able to check out from the rest of the field here, taking his third victory of the season, his second feature in a row here at Motorland Aragon. Welcome back to the booth, partner. Congratulations on another one.
Thank you.
Well, let's talk about what set you up here for the feature first. Battling there with Matt Schlosser, a little bit of contact between you two. What caused the pull off there? Was it damage, frustration, or just playing the invert game, or somewhere in the middle of all three?
It was more just I'm over it. Like once I got hit and sent through the corner like that, like I'm not racing for points. There's nothing in this season for me that way. If you want it that bad that you're gonna, not that he did it on purpose, he apologized after the race, but if you want it that bad, just have it. I'm not fighting it. Like go.
Well, on the flip side of that, though,
clean racing.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. I just want clean racing, and it's just, it's I either have a finish or a die. I mean, that one wasn't technically a death, but it's close to damn enough.
But on the flip side of that, now you find yourself at the front of the field. Really a clean getaway, and it was on from there. You led every single second of this race pretty much once you got past Brian Deese. Even though you were up in basically clean air for the entirety of the race, we still saw you a couple times slipping and sliding, missing the braking zone there, especially into the hairpin. This track surface was ripping hot. It was difficult out there, even though you were maintaining a 7 to 9 second lead for most of the back half of this race.
Yeah, this track does not suit this particular car. There's too many slow corners. And you get the tires a little bit hot, and the tires are a lot better with heat and they come back to you. But you get them hot in one set of corners, and then you're paying for it in the next set of corners. Your brake distance is a little bit longer, or you're getting in the ABS a lot more. So, even though I was out there, I knew the other gentlemen were going to be coming. Especially, some of the guys in better handling cars for this track condition. So I had to try to maintain as much gap as I could while keeping the car in decent enough condition that when they got to me, I would have enough to race them. Thankfully, Chris and Damien got tied up there and were battling it out for second. So they were, not gaining as rapidly that way. So then I was able to just kind of keep the car on track as best as possible. And,
I mean, tied up is one way to put it. They were fully grappling one another there for about 20 minutes, but it was fantastic to watch. I will say, after the pit stop, you didn't get very much TV time because those two were going at it. But, I would imagine the trade-off for not having very much TV time always would be because you're out front stomping the rest of the field. And it's been nice having you back up here the last couple of weeks, trophy hunting once again. I would imagine if you're planning on being here the next 3 weeks, a very interesting array of tracks to close out the season with Atlanta next week, Laguna Seca, and then Circuit de Villeneuve in Montreal to close out the season. Any of those 3 tracks in particular stand out to you as a Dave Seats kind of night?
Definitely not next week. I am not with the season that I have been having. I am not looking forward to any chance of rain. My PTSD will definitely kick in. But Laguna Seca and Montreal should be decent tracks, especially Montreal with that mega straight. We all know the Merc's got the power when it comes to straightaway. Hopefully there we can have a decent showing.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Thank you for the time here tonight. Congrats on another victory, and let's send you home with some shout-outs and some thank yous.
I want to thank you guys up in the booth, and then the guys that put on the show with ASRL, Purple Haze, and Eminent Signs and Graphics for sponsoring, TWRS, and then got my team, Limitless Motorsports, Full Send Graphics, Chris at East Full Sales.
All righty, partner. Congrats on another one. Go celebrate. Go rest up, and we'll talk to you again hopefully next week.
Like I said, not next week, but hopefully the week after. The week after that, we'll get to chat.
Sounds like a plan.
Have a good night.
Whoops. I kicked him out of the booth. Well, yeah, that was a fun night regardless. Sorry, Dave. That was a fun night here. I mean, let's be honest. This race was carried hard by Christopher Hill and Damian Daney. Always great to get to talk to Dave Seats at the end of the night. Andre Saba, finally get to talk to him. He sweeps the night in the silvers, but, Hill v. Daney is, like you said, that's some of the best battling we have seen on the channel, bar none. Daney, I would say, has found his footing, and there's no better time to find it than when you're having to go toe-to-toe against Christopher Hill.
Yeah, Chris put him to school, and I think Damien learned a lot from a battle like this. Like, this is where you learn the important things you need to understand as a race car driver. Like, this is exactly what you need for your development, and being able to see it on display like this and take part in it, that's gonna help Damien's racecraft come along even quicker than it already has been. And it was just an absolute fun for all of us to watch. You couldn't look away. It was just never ending in the best way possible.
Absolutely. With an eye forward to what we got coming up here on the channel, we'll see you next Wednesday. That is the next thing we got is the ASRL Sports Car Championship. Apparently in the rain next week at Atlanta, as if it wasn't going to be brutal enough. Let's chuck in some water. Why not? That'll be 8:15, 8:20 Eastern Time right around there for what is going to be a very interesting night of racing. And we'll start getting back to the usual slate of programming next week and the week after with the full Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and a couple weeks after that, trucking a Tuesday. Why not? Thank you to everybody that was hanging out with us here tonight. Looks like everybody was thoroughly entertained by this one here this evening, and how could you not be? Shout out to Bailey Marie and Robin Matichek. Shout out to Nancy, Don Golden, Joshua Rutherford, Roy, Nate Siefker in there for a minute, and Jacqueline was cheering on Joshua Muir. Who else? Matt Short was there. And then lots of Nancy and Don Golden trading back excitement over the battling there, which was fantastic. And Damian Dania just hopped in there late as well. So thank you to everybody for that one. That was a fun one, and we'll hope to do it again next week at the Atlanta Motor Speedway 2008 Legacy Infield Road Course. Thank you to everybody that helps pays the bills here at the American Sim Racing League. Thank you to Team Watson Racing Setups. Thank you as well to Eminent Signs Graphics. Thank you to CGR Graphics. Thank you to Mullet Music Productions for the wonderful music suite you are hearing right here on Turn 200 for the rest of the year. Joshua always cooking up some new interesting stuff. We'll hear it here soon, I'm sure. But that is all we got for you here tonight on behalf of everybody with the American Sim Racing League. Thank you to the drivers. Thank you to Mr. James Watson as well. Until we meet again here from Motorland Aragon, I'm Tommy Cook saying so long. And congratulations to Damian Daney and Dave Seats, your Gold Division winners here this evening. And congratulations to Andre Saba, who will sweep the silvers here tonight. Have a good night, everybody. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.